Hey guys, Mike, IronTrap Garage, and this week we're doing another week in the life of. We got a bunch of stuff going on this week. As always, continuously trying to organize in here. I need to work this week and try and get the forklift fixed. Like 2 videos ago, couldn't get it started. The starter's hanging up. I have to drag it away from the pallet racking because the starter is on the side that's against the wall. So we gotta do some work to that. I got some pallets we need to put up on the racking. There's some stuff in the trailer from that local estate. I actually have to go back there tomorrow morning and pick up some sheet metal that I believe is sold. And then we have to deal with all the stuff that is that we unloaded from Big Red. There's a pile of it behind the truck. I don't know where we're gonna put it, but we're gonna figure that out. So I gotta get to work shipping all of my stuff that sold this weekend. Not a ton, nothing obnoxiously large, thankfully. So I'm gonna get to work, bang that out. A bunch of shipping quotes, and just continue on with our week. So the guys got a bunch of stuff going on in the shop. Steve finished up the 32 last week, the green car. So they're finishing some odds and ends on that. I got to send out the gauges. There's 2 gauges in there we have to get fixed. They were restored incorrectly and they don't read right. So there's some stuff we got to take care of on that. Matt's still chugging away on the Mercury. Hoping we can bring my car down towards the end of the week and work on shocks and wiring and get that thing ready to start road testing. So, busy week. Let's get to work. Oh look, hi Moondog. All right, I got my packages done for Monday morning. Not terrible. So I just spent some time and cleaned back here. This is all of our 46/8 stuff in the back. We had a bunch of shoebox stuff here because we didn't have an area for it. So I cleaned this all off. This is 41 to 48. And then all the way down here, we were using these 2 shelves on the end for Model A parts. You can still see there's some up here. I'm not done yet. This is all Model A. This is all Model A. We sold a ton of Model A stuff, so I have some room to move a lot of this over. So this is going to become, there's some Lincoln stuff here left over from the 41 Lincoln and shoebox and later Ford and Mercury products. Like this is 40 or 52 to 4 trunk lid. There's just a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to try and organize this to be our 49 and up Ford and Mercury and Lincoln area, these 3 shelves, because we didn't really have a spot to put them. That local estate that we're doing, that we went to last week and got pallets from, and there's pallets all over from. A lot of it is shoebox era 49 and newer Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln parts. So now we have a spot to put it. I got the truck moved out, unstacked all these to start taking photos. Some of it's 41. There's some 48/6 fenders and stuff. So I need to go through and photograph all of it before I stash it. So that way when it sells, so that way it's photographed and online before I put it away. Because we've done that before, just put shit away and then it takes me a couple months to get to the photograph. So do it now, put it away, be done with it. So start taking photographs. All right, so it's Tuesday. I pulled the starter out of the forklift. Steve and Matt are working on repairing it. We're gonna just order a new one. So if this happens again, we just put a brand new one in. So get that going. Hopefully I can get that running and I can put these pallets up on the pallet rack. And then Ryan's coming in this afternoon and tomorrow. So I might even unload the trailer today, depending on how everything goes. I went to that local estate. We stashed some parts over in the corner, some body panels. And of course, I had a bunch of people hit me up to buy stuff. So I gotta take a few items out to leave here and ship a few items. And then I gotta take the rest to my house because people are gonna pick them up this evening, hopefully. So get to work. Hopefully there'll be some shots of us putting stuff up on the pallet racking. Fingers crossed. All right, forklift's running. Put some shit away. Well, there goes all our scrap money.
Yeah, totally lost it on not legit scrap trailer that we've failed to put lights on since we got it. So we'll see how this goes. I don't even know if my registration is valid or up to date. So
we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Stupid trailer lights.
As legit as we seem, we're totally not legit most of the time.
God damn it.
Hey guys, it's Thursday and we got a little bit going on today. Weather's it's a little blustery today, but still not super cold. So nice that it's not like insanely freezing. So I'm opening up the buildings for everybody for once. I'm actually out here before everybody else and turn the lights on in here. So we have a bunch going on today. I figured I'd just quick talk about what we got going on today. So Mike, as you saw earlier, got the forklift going. Mike and Steve, I should say. So that's finally back going. And I think we're gonna order a starter. The whole problem was the starter was not rebuilt correctly, and there was a missing like thrust washer or whatever, or circlip. It's supposed to be installed when being rebuilt. We've been tack welding something in there. My tack weld had broken, so we fixed it one more time. But we're gonna order another starter, so we don't have to do this again because it's kind of a pain. Yeah, Mike got most everything put away from that last big batch of stuff from last week. So we still have this Olds rear sitting here that I got. It's out of an old hot rod. That's pretty cool. I don't know where we're gonna put it, but I'm gonna hold on to that so it didn't get scrapped and hopefully used in a car. But finally getting everything cleaned up throughout here and getting a little more organized. We have floor space getting cleared up. So Mike's been doing a fantastic job with all that. We still have that pickup. I had a handful of people interested. Very soon, if it doesn't, I'll flip you around. Very soon, if that pickup doesn't leave, we've had a lot of flakes, and to go to someone that's gonna actually purchase it or do a partial trade. I have a couple of people that are interested in trading for like labor. So I'm probably gonna just do something like that because we have a lot of big estates coming up and we're gonna need the space here very soon when spring hits. So I'm gonna have to probably just take a couple parts off of it, or maybe we'll just sell the cab and stuff and move along with it. I was trying not to do that, but hey, that's how it goes. So, walk into the shop here and show you guys what we have going on. So it is, as expected, I've talked about in a lot of videos, and I'm in the middle of a project, I make a giant mess. So I got the other side of stainless I'm started working on, so you can see here this piece. I welded up the channel and just doing some heating and adjusting just to get it to match. You can see I have a line, and this is from the other door, you know, when we were making this, so we're gonna make them the same. So I got another line here, and you can see yesterday, we ended the day, I gotta heat a little more and just bring this down so it matches that line. But it's getting close to being roughed in, and then I'll make the uprights, and then weld all those pieces together and make sure they're flat for like the 30th time. And then I will, you know, do a rough sand DA on them, and then we can fit them to the door. So hoping that side moves along pretty well, and we can get moving. Steve's just about buttoned up on everything on this Roadster. We're hoping tomorrow, Friday, to move it out and move the next car we're going to be doing, which we'll show you. We'll be working on, Steve will mainly be working on. So that's what we have going on Thursday. And oh yeah, I think we have Chris from Rehab Upholstery is working on the upholstery for this. I think he has some door card patterns he's going to test on this. Those are the same. Him and his wife did the seats in the Forgotten Hot Rod. You guys may remember, so I'm excited to have him do the upholstery in this. So he's going to be over, and we're going to test some patterns and talk about the fabric and all that stuff. So it's going to be a busy Thursday. All right, so we have some upholstery stuff here for the Mercury.
The bottom of the door panels will be done in a carpet, tuck and roll through the middle, the smooth maroon up at the top. So I guess your decision is that they have what's called a cut pile. They have a loop.
European, German weave.
Well, a German weave is more this. Now that's because it's in a wool.
Yep,
and a square weave type.
That's what I always use.
You do? So,
yeah.
Okay, so.
I don't even have to tell you that.
Okay.
German weave, that was like the style.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, that's easy.
Same with the carpet, the carpet on the floor.
Yep.
Always that. Because it seemed to be, in my experience from looking at a lot of these back in the day, they were copying what nicer cars were using. So
Right.
Mercedes.
Well, it's a
Packards.
far superior product.
Yes. So all the guys back in the day, I think they went to that because it made your car look fancier.
Right, it does.
And all my cars, I always do the German.
Yeah,
weave.
this stuff is so cheap. It's like
Nah.
speaker cover type stuff.
We're not going for street rod.
But so
we want a color that is close to that as
yeah,
possible.
well, this is just one thing I have.
Okay.
But okay, if we're going that direction, I know where I'll get it from already. It's a company called Relicate. But so we're gonna do a traditional, like just 2-inch pleat, like tuck and roll.
Yep.
White piping.
And this
throughout.
is like an off-white, even though it looks pretty white probably on camera.
Yeah, it's real. It's a duller, more parchment,
Yes.
type white
Yep.
instead of like a super white type stuff. Kind of old looking. And so all lines will be done in a white
Yes.
piping.
Yep.
And then even in the door panel, like in the handles, we'll do a piping
Yes.
on that as well.
Yeah, and I think it's that one photo I sent you, I think it might be the piercing coupe. No, not the piercing coupe. Carilla coupe. The real famous 36. That was that one. It's a real famous black chopped 36. Oh yeah, there's the interior. Yeah, so that was the right car. My memory was correct. So the Glory coupe, that was this one. That's done in that.
Yeah, I can't get the pictures.
I have them on my phone.
I know, like the one had a good of the armrests where it was like the white piping went throughout the armrest.
Yeah, so this is so that
Yeah, that one.
that's the Glory coupe, but that's the one I'm kind of replicating there. And I'm probably gonna run like the same steering wheel and same kind of stuff, black dash eventually. But
Yep.
so the white piping throughout the
And then even the windlace we'll end up doing in white then.
yeah actually I never noticed that there
Yeah.
is. But yeah, that looks killer. Yeah, that just breaks up all the red and black.
Makes it pop. Yep. Drives my wife nuts.
She hates the pop.
No, because she's very critical, and so be it, on the waviness of piping whenever anything's done in there, and that has all to do with tension of sewing when it's getting put together. That if you kind of willy-nilly sew, you know, it'll get waviness, and it drives her insane. So like, she just has to, you know, really take her time and be very critical in making that it's as nice as it possibly can be. Bless you. So the initial on the seats, like, I haven't taken them apart yet. I was just working on this for now.
Yep.
Like, they're, like, the covers and everything, like, obviously are trashed and whatnot, but the cotton of it has been very beaten down into a very round, amorphous shape, you know, and stuff. Do you want, and I'm sure I know the answer to this, you want it to be very round still, like, you don't want it to get modern in any way, like where they square things off.
No, I don't want that. And I also don't want that sculpted foam carving street.
Yeah,
you know.
so keep it very round, exactly like, because those are 36 seats.
No, 39.
No, they're 30.
That's all the original seats.
Okay. I knew the answer to that, but I wanted to ask you anyway. Like, so.
All right, so you've been working on getting the actual patterns, cards, fitting, and.
I mimicked the door cards off the old door cards you had,
and
which was roughing them out basically. So then just bring them here to fit them up, get the push pins in place, took the lines that came off the old one, because that's basically the body line that goes between the smooth end of the tuck and roll and then down to the carpet at the bottom.
And then you were playing with the rear door card to get with the stance of the car now. To get the lines to work, because we were initially looking at it and the back corner was like way too high, but thinking of how the car probably sat, that was probably okay. But now, now we got it kind of, for me standing back behind the camera, it looks...
There's definitely an altitude difference.
We've changed quite a bit. And we've also tested the garnish molding on the inside of the door. That fits okay over there. So again, the top's going to be smooth, your top portion, and then pleated in the center, and then the bottom will be carpet.
And then the armrest will be smooth with the piping. And then this armrest will be completely smooth as well with piping.
Cool,
the way they did it from the factory, that this piece down at the bottom, they basically nailed this outer board at the bottom through the board in the back. Because again, I think it gets all hidden by the seat anyway.
Okay.
So you don't see any of that. But it had like the old school tacks that suck.
And then you were mentioning, we already cut it, but they had the door card in the back just like bent around the wheel well.
They just physically like made it a flat surface, and then they just mushed it in there and really bent it down around the curve. And I guess just for simplistic reasons they did that back then, but everything can be made better.
And then I guess we didn't really talk about, but there is a tray.
Actually that was good. I'm glad you brought that up. Do you want that smooth, or do you want that tuck and roll?
It would be cool to be pleated, because you'd see it through the rear window here. Barely, I mean, you could see.
Two things I wanted to mention. If you missed our podcast on Sunday, Matt and I are doing our 50th podcast episode is coming up at the end of the month. I think it'll be the last Sunday in March. It'll be a video podcast. We're going to do a Q&A. I'm going to try and twist Steve's arm to join us. Steve and Matt are going to sit down and answer your questions. So if you have any questions you've always wanted to ask us, we're going to try our best to answer as many as we can. Send us an email or comment in the video below, and I'll start making a list. So try and get them in the next week or two, and then we're going to sit down and answer them. So that, and number two, I always get a lot of people that ask, where do we list stuff on Facebook? We don't list through the IronTrap page. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way for a business to do it easily. So I list them on my personal Facebook. In the video description below, I have my Facebook Marketplace profile, seller's profile, linked right to there. You can follow, so when I post new stuff, if you're local, it's available. Do not add me as a friend on Facebook. I'm not going to be taking friend requests. I already have too many as it is. But you can follow my Marketplace profile to see some of the larger stuff I list there for a little bit better price if you're local to grab it, or engines or that kind of stuff. sometimes project cars. Just hit us up on there. I'll do my best to work with you. Yeah, just figured people are always asking where do we list stuff from Marketplace, so the link is below. So today's Thursday, I got a bunch of stuff to ship. Matt and Steve are working on the Merc, finishing up work on the 32. Just another week at IronTrap, so get to work boxing.
Alright, so it is Friday. Somewhere behind me you'll see a moon dog flying by. Again, weather's been getting a little warmer, but it still isn't super warm. Walking upstairs, got the heat turned on. Mike and I have been getting in a habit of doing podcasts on Friday afternoons. So we've been putting them out weekly. So in the winter months, I'm getting the heaters. We have two little like space heaters in here just to warm it up real quick and get the office all warmed up. So moon's sniffing around outside, but yeah, so got the office warming up. That's what the plans are for today's moving some cars around. So we're planning to go out in the storage area here. Plan is to get Mike's car today if everything goes well. Get the green roadster back up here and take Mike's car down. Steve and I are gonna bust ass on this. Mike's been so busy with the parts business, he hasn't been able to work on as much as we'd like. So Steve and myself are gonna put the time in, get all the last little things buttoned up on this thing, get the wiring finished. I got a little bit of welding to do here and there that I never finished on it. Basically just get this thing drivable for Mike. So he's so close, but he's gonna need to drive it this spring and this summer. So we're gonna give him a little bump and get this thing on the road. So this is gonna go on the lift and just get the last week or so of work, you know, fiddly stuff, and get it going. So that's kind of what's going on for Friday. Podcast topic for today, not quite sure. We've had a bunch of requests. As some of you guys may know, this week Gene Winfield passed away. Super bummed. I made a long post about it. I don't want to get teary-eyed already. So very bummed. Gene was a huge inspiration to me. I was lucky enough to spend a bunch of time with Gene when I was at Eastwood and had more time. I was meeting him a bunch of places throughout the country. He was doing classes and different stuff, and he came here a bunch, and it was you know, a small little window of my life. Wasn't like he was a lifelong companion, but he was a huge inspiration to me, and I made a post about that. So we may do a podcast today about Gene. I'm not sure. I gotta see. I'm not sure if I'm prepared yet to do that. So but yeah, that's a little somber note for the week. So you can see in my office every day, that's a little thing Gene drew for me, and there's literally stuff all over the place from when we did the Eastwood thing. So pretty much it'll be a flip you around again. It'll be a reminder all the time. So anyways, that's what we have going on for Friday. We're gonna just get some stuff moved around, get some work done, and get prepared for next week and shoot a podcast. So that's what we have going on. So we'll see what happens. All right, man. We gotta get the fire started. We're the first one in today. Everybody has a convertible, 30s convertible sedan top assembly sitting on the wood pile, don't they? And wheels behind the dumpster. It's always something to do around here. So those are spring projects. So I'm gonna grab a couple pieces of wood and get the fire started and be ready to start the day. Kind of hard to hold a pile of firewood, camera, and open the door. But we got it done. All for the sake of speaking the life of. So this wood stove was 100% best purchase for the shop I think I ever did. It was just really great. Keeps the shop. I have the overhead propane heater, which I've had since I installed when I moved into this property, but it never got the shop like comfy. It kept it warmish, but never comfy. Got the wood stove, and it's just like, even if it's going to be a little warmer in the spring or fall like this, where it's like it's going to be warm in the, it's cold in the morning, but it's going to be warm up, and by warm up I mean maybe in the like 50s. So you don't need the wood stove as much, but this just takes the chill out of the air. If it's a fall morning where it's like Hershey weather, where it might be chilly in the morning or damp, turn the stove on. It takes any of the dampness out of the air, and it just is a nice thing. And I am kind of famous for running the stove like wide open all the time, and or pretty hot. And find my kindling. And yesterday, when Chris was here that was doing the interior, he was like, holy crap, you guys keep it balmy in here. It's not like 70, it's just, when you're anywhere near the wood stove, it's pretty warm, but I like it that way. Clear?
rear. Yeah, I backed them way off, so.
So Steve and I broke the golden rule. We stole a rotor out of this because we needed it to modify another rotor. The 42s have a little bit taller cap, but you can modify them to work in the later ones. We needed a later style we didn't have. So we stole it from here. Turns out that's why my car wouldn't start. All right, end of the day Friday. I'm just locking up till before I head out. If you listen to the podcast, I have some bad news. I lost the SD card for Sunday's episode. So if you were looking forward to listening to that, we have to find it. I don't know where it's at. I took it out of our recording device. It's lost somewhere on the property. So I'm going to spend Monday looking for it. So just ending off the day. We got a bird in here I got to try and get out now. Just spring life. Now that it's getting nice out, we got birds everywhere. So thanks guys for watching. We got a bunch of stuff coming up next week. We're going to try and do some work on the property, get some electric, hopefully run over here in the next week or two. Just trying to get some of this stuff wrapped up before the madness of our spring picking season starts. So thanks guys for watching. We appreciate it. Catch you later.